You know, we've all been there, right? Staring at a spreadsheet that's just so packed with numbers it feels meaningless. But what if I told you that inside all that data there's a story, and with a tool you've probably heard of, Python, you can be the detective who actually uncovers it?
Yeah, that feeling, your eyes just kind of glaze over, it feels less like information and more like a giant wall designed to keep you out. But the real answers, the insights, they're in there, somewhere. They're just buried.
Because that is the secret, isn't it? Data isn't just a bunch of numbers. It's a story that's dying to be told. All those figures hold clues and patterns, and our job, well, our job is to become the data detective that can actually read them and bring that whole narrative to life.
Okay, so every great investigation starts with a case file. Let's take a look at ours and see if we can turn this raw data into a real, actual decision.
And here it is, a simple table of monthly sales. We see the months, we see the figures, but I mean, what does it really mean? Which month was our best? Which one was the weakest? Just by looking at this, it's pretty much impossible to tell. The story is completely hidden inside the numbers.
So to crack a case like this, every good detective needs their gear. And for data investigation, Python gives us an absolutely amazing toolkit. Let's get to know the main tools we're going to be using.
First up, our method. We're doing something called data analytics. It's really just the formal process of sifting through all the evidence to find patterns and draw conclusions. Think of it as our fundamental strategy for this whole investigation.
Now to do this inside Python, we need these special tools called libraries. Our first one is called Pandas, which is basically a digital magnifying glass. It is a powerhouse for taking messy, jumbled data, getting it organized, cleaning it up, and prepping it for a really close inspection.
And once we've uncovered the story using Pandas, we need a way to tell it, right? That's where Matplotlib comes in. It's the library that turns our findings into those clear, simple charts that make the solution obvious to literally everyone.
Okay, let's dive in. We have our case file, we've got our toolkit. Now it's time to actually follow the clues with a really clear, step-by-step investigation.
And you know what? Our plan is super simple. First, we're going to import our tools, get the detective kit ready. Second, we load the evidence, that's our sales data. And third, we interrogate that data to find our first clues.
Step 1 is as easy as this one single line of code. We're just telling Python, hey, I need to use that Pandas library for this job, and we give it a little nickname, PD, just to make it faster to use later. Just like that, our main tool is ready to go. With our tool ready, we bring in the evidence. This step basically just takes our sales data from a file and loads it into a structure that Python can actually work with. The real investigation can officially begin now.
All right, time for the initial interrogation. We run one really powerful command, df.describe, on our data. We've loaded it into this table-like thing called a data frame, or df for short. This command just asks for a quick statistical summary, the average, the highest and lowest sales, that kind of thing.
And here's what it spits out. We get the count, the mean, the standard deviation, and it's all technically correct. It gives us some context, but let's be honest. The big picture, the actual story, is still not jumping out at us, is it?
So, this is the crucial point. Statistical summaries are useful, for sure, but to truly understand the story, to really feel the patterns, we need to see it. It is time to crack this case wide open with a single visual aha moment.
And this is the key. This one simple command tells Python to take our data, that df table, and turn it into a bar chart. It's the final step that's going to transform our boring numbers into a picture that tells 1,000 words.
And there it is. Wow. Instantly, the story is crystal clear. We can see that dip in February, the steady climb back in March and April, and then, bam, that huge spike in May. The mystery of our best sales month is solved. We can see the entire journey at a single glance. That, right there, is the power of visualization.
So we solved our little case. But why does this skill really, truly matter? Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here.
Because this simple technique lets you instantly spot trends, patterns, and those weird outliers. Just like we did with that sales spike. It transforms overwhelming data into simple, actionable insights. And this helps you make smart, data-driven decisions and, just as important, it lets you communicate what you found to other people in a way they can immediately understand.
And that really is the main idea here. Using a tool like Python gives you the superpower to find the meaning that's hiding inside raw information. You're not just looking at numbers anymore, you're discovering and sharing insights.
So the next time you're faced with a spreadsheet, don't see it as a puzzle, see it as an opportunity, and just ask yourself, What story is this data just waiting for me to uncover?